6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says generous support of the United Arab Emirates government to Pakistan in testing times reflects the commitment and friendship between the two countries that has remained steadfast over the years. The government and the opposition have reached a consensus to make the parliamentary legislation effective to resolve issues of the masses. Pakistan-China Joint International Air Exercise Shaheen 7 concluded today at an operational airbase of the Pakistan Air Force. The Army Chief has confirmed the death sentence of 14 hardcore terrorists. In occupied Kashmir, forceful anti-India demonstrations were held in Pulwama district today against the killing of 11 youths. The United States has decided to pull out a significant number of its troops from Afghanistan. The Russian president has expressed the willingness to discuss bilateral and international issues of mutual interest with his American counterpart. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has thanked the United Arab Emirates government that it is to deposit $3 billion in the State Bank of Pakistan to enhance liquidity and monetary reserves. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said the United Arab Emirates' support to Pakistan so generously in testing times reflects our commitment and friendship that has remained steadfast over the years. The United Arab Emirates official news agency at its website said Abu Dhabi Fund for Development will deposit the said amount in the coming days to enhance liquidity and monetary reserves of foreign currency to support the country's financial and monetary policy. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi in a tweet also thanked the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan for his generous financial support of $3 billion to Pakistan. The Foreign Minister said this gesture is a manifestation of close fraternal ties between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates, which have always stood the test of time. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said the establishment of Islamabad National University at the Prime Minister House will set the country's direction right in terms of human development. Speaking at the launch conference for Islamabad National University at the Prime Minister's House today, he said conversion of the Prime Minister House into a university has the prime objective of promoting education, particularly higher education. It was also aimed at eliminating the colonial mindset and the elite style of living, which the colonial mindset used to rule the people. The Prime Minister said his government is focusing on education and human development and was following the model of the state of Medina, where education was given the top priority. The Senate was informed today that a complete treaty has been signed with the Swiss authorities to gain access to information regarding bank accounts of Pakistani citizens. Responding to a question during the question hour in the upper house of parliament today, the Minister of State for Revenue Hamad Azhar said the treaty signed earlier by the previous government in 2013 was incomplete in some respects as it did not give information of account holders. The Minister of State added that excluding Switzerland, information from 29 countries have started coming. The government and the opposition have reached an understanding to make the parliamentary legislation effective in order to resolve the issues of the people. The agreement came during a meeting between the leader of the opposition in the National Assembly, Muhammad Shahbaz Sharif, and the Speaker of the National Assembly, Asad Kaisar, in Islamabad today, underscoring the importance of the government and the opposition working together for the promotion of parliamentary democracy. The Speaker said we have to rise above party politics to play our due role. Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif thanked the Speaker of the National Assembly on issuing the production orders for Khwaja Saad Rafiq. The Deputy Chief of the Air Staff Operations, Air Marshal Mohammad Hasib Paracha, has appreciated the personnel of the Pakistan and China Air Forces for the smooth conduct of Shaheen 7 exercise. He was addressing a ceremony held at the conclusion of Pakistan-China Joint International Air Exercise Shaheen 7 at an operational airbase of the Pakistan Air Force. He said the main objective of the exercise was to maximize the combat readiness of the two air forces by providing a realistic training environment in different air combat scenarios. The defense attaché from the Embassy of People's Republic of China, Major General Chen Wenrong, in his address thanked the Pakistan Air Force High Command for offering traditional hospitality and providing the opportunity to learn from each other's experiences. The Chief of the Army Staff, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, has confirmed the death sentence awarded to 14 hardcore terrorists who were involved in heinous offenses relating to terrorism. The terrorists were involved in attacking the armed forces and law enforcement agencies of Pakistan, destruction of communications infrastructure, police station, educational institution, and killing of innocent civilians. On the whole, their terrorist activities resulted in the death of 16 persons, including 13 armed forces personnel and 3 civilians, whereas injuring 19 others. Arms and explosives were also recovered from their possession. These convicts were tried by special military courts. Besides, 20 convicts have also been awarded imprisonment. This is Radio Pakistan. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, says serving the humanity has a distinct position in religious teachings and the real path to seek blessings of the Allah Almighty and salvation. Addressing the ceremony in connection with Christmas at the Awan Sadr in Islamabad today, he emphasized the need for tolerance in the society to promote peace and love. The President said the Christian community has rendered remarkable services for the progress and prosperity of the country. In occupied Kashmir, thousands of people defying strict restrictions held forceful demonstrations in Pulwama district today against the killing of 11 youths by the Indian troops on Saturday last. Defying restrictions, thousands of people in many mosques of Pulwama, Shupaiya, and other areas of South Kashmir districts took to the streets soon after the Jummah prayers and held massive demonstrations. Meanwhile, a complete shutdown continued for the 7th consecutive day today in Pulwama town against the killings. People also held demonstrations in Haidarpura, Maisuma, Nauhatta, and other areas of Srinagar today against the killing and arrest spree unleashed by the Indian Forces personnel across the occupied territory. The American President Donald Trump has decided to pull a significant number of American troops from Afghanistan. Currently, the United States has about 14,000 troops in Afghanistan, working either with the NATO mission to support the Afghan forces or in separate counterterrorism operations. NATO has hailed the contribution of American Defense Secretary Jim Mattis in keeping the military alliance strong. NATO spokesperson Oana Lungescu said in Brussels that Secretary Jim Mattis has made a key contribution to deal with significant security challenges that it faces. He said the Secretary General will continue to work closely with Secretary Jim Mattis until the end of his term. Earlier, the American Defense Secretary Jim Mattis resigned in disagreement with President Donald Trump over his policies. His announcement came a day after President Donald Trump said he was withdrawing troops from Syria. The Russian President Vladimir Putin has said he is ready to meet with his American counterpart Donald Trump and discuss bilateral relations and multiple issues on the international agenda. Vladimir Putin, at his annual press conference, said in Moscow that the two sides need to discuss bilateral relations, which both Moscow and Washington are interested, as well as issues regarding the Korean Peninsula, Afghanistan, global security, arms control, and many others in the world. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, very cold weather conditions are expected in northern parts of the country. Shallow, foggy conditions are likely to prevail in the plain areas of the Punjab, Upper Sindh, and Peshawar division during morning and night hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.